Okay, so when we talk about the character of Hanuman, as the name itself suggests, this name definitely, if you look at this name Hanuman, it would not have been given to him by his parents also. Hanuman, now what is the significance or the exact meaning of this name? We'll look at it a bit later. Now the parents of Hanuman, Anjaneya, Anjana Devi and Kesari. Anjana Devi in her previous birth also was a Apsarastri, heavenly lady named Punjikasthala. Now this Punjikasthala, one fine day what happened is, it seems that there was a water body nearby and she was playing in that water, and that's when she ends up splashing water on a nearby there was a sage nearby who was taking bath, also doing his Sandhyavandanadi karmas there, and that's when water gets splashed on him. And that's when that sage gets very angry on Punjikasthala, this Apsarastri, and curses her, saying that your actions are like a monkey or so. You will have to take a birth on Bhulokam like a female monkey. And that's how Anjana Devi was born. Punjikasthala was born as Anjana Devi. Now she was born as a monkey to a very rich king, it seems. Now always remember, whenever we say monkey or so, let it be Hanuman, let it be Sugriva, Anjana Devi, Kesari and so on, it doesn't mean the animal monkey that we see around today. Yeah, it is a maybe early man also who we were human beings previously. Like we have in science also, if you go deeper, we have a clan of species, right? Homo sapiens and so on. So that's the reason we should not feel that, oh, Rama took the help of monkeys, or with some creatures also Rama took their help and moved about. It doesn't mean so. It is a different species of creature, half man, half monkey and so on. So it's not that they had the complete characteristics of a monkey also. So all these tales are not fairy tales also. With the help of animals also we move about. So we have to be very clear on this. So Anjana Devi was also born as a monkey to a very rich king. Now the king wanted to give his daughter Anjana to an equal, a husband who is equal to her. That's when he chose Kesari. How the name comes, Kesari actually means lion. So lion among monkeys, that means a very great monkey also. So Anjana Devi ended up marrying Kesari. Now for many years passed in, both of them, they could not conceive at all. That's when both were great Shiva Bhaktas. They prayed to Shiva, and that's when Shiva blesses them that you will be blessed with a son. That's how Anjaneya was born. And now if you see, how come then the significance of Vayu comes in? What's the reason of calling Hanuman as Vayuputra or so? It seems that even though Kesari and Anjana Devi had done a lot of tapasya, they had put in a lot of efforts to conceive also, they could not do that. That's when Vayu, he comes and he impregnates Anjana Devi, and that's how Vayuputra we call Hanuman. Now here also again, it's not a thing of fantasy or so. Again, how such things can happen, is it okay, is it fine, or when all such questions come in, just as today also there are some difficulties also in conceiving naturally. We have many other ways that are there, IVF, this and that, so many other techniques. So somewhat impregnation that is there, the same thing was done by Vayu Bhagavan. Then one more reference for this is the birth of Kauravas. If you see, 100 in number. Now though in those times also, every yugam that is there has got something. Though dharma remains the same, there is something called yuga dharma, right? In Kali Yugam also, or if you see around in the world today, approximately a human being will live up to 100 years average, and moreover will have 6 feet or so height. Some might be a bit more. Beyond that, if a person has something very heighted, or you can say weight is too much and so on, we definitely keep staring at people, right? Why it happens is something which is beyond what we actually know. Whereas so this is the niyamam for Kali Yugam also. Whereas in Satya, Dwapara, Treta, again there was a difference. So lifespan was more. You can say that's the reason why Rama was said to be 8 feet, right? Ajanubahu, his hands used to touch his knee. So all this is again Yuga Dharma. So based on Yuga also, there used to be certain rules, certain characteristics which used to keep changing. So here also in the case of Kauravas, when I give you an example of Kauravas, Gandhari, how much ever her lifespan is more, does it mean that is it possible to give birth to 100 sons together? not together, 100 sons, it's not at all possible, right? 9 months you multiply, and then you see still it will not happen. So how does the birth of Kauravas take place is Gandhari and Kunti Devi both had conceived at the same time. It seems that Yudhishthira was born first. That is, Kunti Devi goes into labor first. Now, and then Gandhari, the fetus which was there inside the stomach had not fully developed. But it seems that she had worries of who will become the further king, future king or so, and she became so sad, it seems then, that oh, my son was not born first, Yudhishthira was born, so now he will become the king, he is the elder son, and so on. So in that sorrow that she had, it seems that Gandhari ends up hitting her stomach also. The fetus which was there inside, it falls down, and it had not developed completely. And now after that falls down, then again she starts lamenting, saying that oh, I lost my child which was there inside my stomach. At that time Vyasa Bhagavan comes there. He takes out 100 shells also. So just as we have today something called test tube babies, right? Somewhat similar to that. 100 different coconut shells were taken up, and that's when the piece of flesh was put into 100 those coconut shells, and that's how Vyasacharya, through his, let us not call it as powers also, through, so just as we have in the case of test tube babies, you have so much of medical intervention that is done. Similarly, Vyasacharya also uses many techniques, puts life into that, and that's how the 100 Kauravas were born. The point of saying all this is, whatever today we speak very proudly of our modern sciences also, there is some reference in all our Itihasams, Puranams also. So coming back here, that's how Hanuman was born. Now coming to the name of Hanuman, one reference we saw, it can be Sundara. Parents of Anjaneya, they named Hanuman as Sundara. Now how come the name Anjaneya comes in? Son of Anjana, Anjaneya. Vayuputra, son of Vayu. How Hanuman comes in? Hanuman, when the child as a small baby, he looks at the sun in the sky, he feels that it is a great fruit also, he goes towards it. That's when Indra, he gets very angry, saying that who's coming to eat the sun or so. Now Indra was always worried about his Indra Padavi, the position of the king of gods. And that's when he puts his Vajrayudham, the thunderbolt, on the child. The thunderbolt hits the jaw, Anvati, Hanu, that is there, of Hanuman, and he ends up fracturing his jaw. That's how he gets the name Hanuman. So no parent will name their child as one with a fractured jaw, right? So these are all names which he gets later in the course of time. So these were all different names which were given to Anjaneya. Now further, Anjana Devi, after the birth story of Hanuman, also after the childhood was done. Now as we all know the nature of Hanuman, he was a very, very mischievous boy. Anjana Devi was very much worried because this son of hers could not sit in one place. Which Gurukulam should we send him? All the sages also were pestered with him. That's the reason we know how so many sages ended up cursing Hanuman, saying that though you are very powerful also, you will always keep forgetting your powers. Someone will have to remind you of the same. So now Anjana Devi was very much worried. How will my child learn? How will he go to the Gurukulam and so on? That's when she prays to Surya Bhagavan. Now in the case of Surya, what happens is, the sun god is always moving, right? From one end of the sky to another. The evening again the same thing. So therefore it was not a problem for him, because you don't have to sit in one place. You have to keep moving, right? So she approaches Surya Bhagavan and requests him, saying that you please become the guru of my child. My son cannot sit in one place. You also continuously keep moving on your ratham, on your chariot. My child also will keep, as your ratham approaches, my child will be facing you and he will keep moving backward. So that's how the Shiksha Pradhanam can take place. Surya Bhagavan readily agrees. Now, Hanuman was a great scholar. Navavida Vyakarana Panditam. Now for us, learning grammar itself is tough. 9 types of grammar the Lord ended up learning there, Hanuman. Finally, all the learning takes place. Guru Dakshina comes in. That's when Surya says, I don't want any Guru Dakshina. My Amsha has taken birth on Prithvi. You should always do seva to him. That Amsha is none but Sugriva. That's how Sugriva Sachivo Nama Hanuman Namavanaraha. Hanuman, lifelong from that day onwards, keeps introducing himself this way, that I am the minister of Sugriva. He promises Surya that I will always serve Sugriva, I will always be his minister, I will guide him, and so on. So this was the Guru Dakshana given by Hanuman to Surya Bhagavan. Now Surya Bhagavan, if you see, Ratasyekam Chakram Bhujagayamita Saptaturagaha Niralambo margascharana vikalas saratirapi raviryatyyantam charana vikalas aparasya nabasah kriya siddhis sattve mahatam nopakarane. This is a shloka on Surya wherein, in spite of different difficulties that are there, great people who are there, they do not give up. That is, 7 horses. The chariot of Surya has got 7 horses. There is only one wheel. Rathas ekam chakram bhujagayamita saptaturagaha. The snakes are used as ropes to pull the chariot, to ride the horses that are there. Arunaha Saratihi, who is there, he is also handicapped also. Niralambo margaha, the path that is there is endless, the sky is endless. But despite having all such difficulties also, Surya Bhagavan keeps moving continuously. Similarly, all of us also, when you are on the path also, difficulties are bound to come in, but one must always keep moving on. So like this, different Shiksha Pradhanam also was given to Hanuman. Further, how Hanuman meets Sugriva, also what he does in Sundarakandam, that we will see in the next session.